Hello, everybody, and welcome to the True Love Talk channel. Here we want to learn about human sexuality and love based on the teachings that Pope John Paul II left in the Theology of the Body. I am Elisa, and today we're going to talk about what does chastity when dating entails. So, let's begin. Okay, so as you know, a dating relationship is this kind of relationship that is not a marriage yet, and this is the kind of in this relationship there is the only kind of chastity that includes sexual abstinence. And I say includes because it's not just sexual abstinence. Truly and purely loving the other person that we date also includes things like saying I love you, being respectful, being honest, because we are trying to build a marriage. We have to be truthful about who we are so the other person can actually decide if they like it or not. So that's part of chastity when dating as well. But it includes sexual abstinence because it is the only kind of relationship that naturally needs to end, right? All the rest of human all other human relationships in that biggest spectrum, which is human sexuality, are set or are at least built with the idea of having them forever. I understand that sometimes we lose friends along the way, or we stop talking with our classmates because we just lost contact, or we fight with our siblings and we never speak again, and that it happens. But this is not how we imagine or what we want when we establish the relationship. Actually, what we want is to have it forever, right? However, when we're dating, this is the kind of relationship that has to end if it's a normal, real dating relationship. And it can end in two ways. First, in marriage, right? So we are no longer dating because we are already married and now we're husband and wife. Or because we definitely cannot get married. So, yeah, we have to break up, right? Because it needs to end, we cannot say I love you forever, right? Love never ends. It's supposed to be total and it's supposed to be faithful, as I told you some videos ago. And the idea of it being total and faithful means that, yeah, you can count on it forever. However, here in pues, when we're dating, we cannot say that because that is exactly the idea of dating, to know if we can or not, and we're not committing until we are absolutely sure. So when I talk about, when I tell people that having relationships, having sex with somebody that is not, that you don't truly love, that is using and abusing the other person, people understand. They understand that hookups are not healthy and this is not a way of truly loving. It's actually a way of devaluing the other person and oneself. But when it comes to dating, people simply answer like, but I truly love this person. I am in love, right? So this is real. I am not using because there is some sort of love. Let's remember what I told you in the first video of this series about emotions, feelings and emotions, the difference between feelings and emotions. Being in love is a feeling, but true love is an emotion, and that means that we have to decide to love. While we're still in dating, while we are still dating, we have not chosen to or make the final decision to love forever. So we're just on the in love part. I believe you if you tell me that you're in love, but if you truly loved, it was true love, you could say, let's get married. So my question is always, if this is real love, why aren't you married yet, right? And people come up with very logical answers, such as I am too young. And I am too young means I still don't know who I am or what to do or what I want with my life, right? I don't know which are my values or what are going to be my projects or my goals in life. And marriage is about finding somebody who shares one's values, one's goals, one's idea that has a compatible personality, so we can live life together, right? We can be together in the same life, we can share that same life. So of course, if one doesn't know who one is one cannot get married. That is a very good reason not to get married. But here's the point. If you cannot get married, if you know that you cannot accept a marriage proposal, then why are you dating? And I say this because when we start dating without the intention to at least try to make it work, I know that not every time that we date somebody, it's going to end in marriage. But we at least have to have the intention to get there. Go, this is what I want, right? I'm here working on this because we're walking through towards this goal. But if you know for a fact that you don't want to, basically what you're doing is training yourself in divorce. Because you know that the relationship is going to end, the idea is how to not get hurt when it ends, right? And then is when we start to creating self images of what we are, so the person cannot really connect with us, and so when the person leaves, it's not going to hurt, right? We learn how to build walls, and basically we learn how to not love. So this is something that is very bad for our love life in general. If we don't want to get married, we shouldn't have to, but at least don't get in relationships that are going to end. The second kind of excuse that people usually give me is, well, we're not there yet, right? The relationship has just not progressed to that point. And that makes perfect sense. Because we are going to commit forever, we need to be sure, right? We need to build a relationship and a life together that is good enough to spend the rest of our lives there. So it's not about just getting married with the first person that crosses our path. That makes perfect sense. But if we definitely cannot say I love you forever, then why are you saying I love you with your body? And here's the problem. When we have sex with another person, we're saying I love you. But when we have sex before getting married, basically what we're saying is I love you, but not so much, right? You know this is true, but I'm leaving the door open because maybe I want to leave. So don't believe me when I tell you I love you, but I kind of love you, you know? So it's true, but no. Is it true or isn't, right? Either you love or you don't. This is not a question of a little bit, right? This is like being pregnant. Loving is the same as being pregnant. Either you're pregnant or you're not, period. Either you love or you don't. And the problem is people understand when it is not true, right? I love you, but I might leave is I don't love you, I'm lying, clearly. And the problem is if this relationship actually gets to marriage, and my now husband knows that when we were dating, I was lying to him when I said I love you with my body. Why does he have to believe, or what is going to make him sure that I am not lying now that we are married, right? Basically, we when we have sex before marriage, we are taking away the possibility of the other person believing us when we say I love you, because they know that before marriage, it's a lie. And and that would be a problem for marriage, because then you will not be able to truly convey the message of I love you, which is very important in a marriage. Another excuse, or yeah, another reason people give me is we're going to get married, but not right now. I mean, we have discussed it, but we don't have a date yet, and so on. Basically, this is we're trying to commit, but not. I mean, the same happens with commitment as happens with love. Either you love or you don't, either you commit or you're not committing. As simple as that. And when the other person says, I don't want to commit yet, they are clearly saying, I am not choosing to love you yet. Maybe in the future, but not right now. And one should always believe people when they say I don't love you yet, or I don't want to actually love you yet. That is a red flag, and people should be careful about that. And finally, the weirdest reason of all is we're going to get married, but we're waiting to have more money for the wedding because we want big wedding with flowers and beautiful dress and so on. Actually, if the dress is far more important than being together with that person and doing that commitment, that permanent commitment to the other person, it, maybe that is also a red flag, and you should be careful because maybe you're not getting married for the right reasons. So be careful when that happens. Anyway, this is our topic for today. This is the end of the topic. On our next video, we're going to talk about what is the language of the body. We are going to talk about genitality, right, and sexual relationships. So, I hope to see you in the next video. I'm very glad that you decided to stay until the end of this video. If you have any questions or any comments, please write them down in the comment section below. I will answer them as soon as I can. So, have a nice day. Lots of blessings for everybody. Bye.